with AEW. Chris Jericho is it's looking like he's pretty much heading back to WWE at this point. So the rumor came. Well, I'm pretty much it's all but confirmed that the next Jericho cruise is already booked, and there is no AEW talent booked for the trip. And speculation is running that Jericho will return to WWE for a retirement tour and a possible Hall of Fame induction. And again, we talked about this a few months ago about Jericho coming back to WWE. When it comes to AEW, I think Jericho did what he had to do. And I said that a couple months ago as well. He did what he had to do. He was that big name, that first big name that wasn't affiliated with the Bucks and Cody and Kenny that signed with the company. He gave his cosign for the company. He was the first champion. He moved them forward. He put them in position. And I think he has done everything that he actually can there. And there's nothing left for him to do there. Because even over the last year, it's like, all right, dude, like this is enough. You've been in prominent roles the entire existence of AEW. I think you've pretty much done your job. And I don't want to say you overstayed your welcome because he served a purpose, but he's done what he had to do. And I think it's fair for him to now be able to move on and do other things. And WWE is always going to be his home. And the one thing that I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I'm aggravated about or getting annoyed of is this whole retirement tour shtick. Now, granted, it's just pretty much been with John Cena, but we also got that with AJ Styles, and we'll get to him in a little bit as well. But for Jericho, it's interesting. Like, I don't know what a Jericho retirement tour would actually look like. Because in WWE, does he really have like hated rivals or like big time rivalries? Like the only real heated rivalry I think not even real heated, but I think in WWE the one you would probably connect him to the most would probably be Benoit. But no, he's not here. And his biggest rivals, like maybe Triple H, he's not competing anymore. He had a couple runners with Shawn Michaels, but I wouldn't think of Shawn Michaels as really a part of his like rogues gallery as far as a rivalry per se. He had some good match. He had a great feud with Rey Mysterio late in the 2008, 2009, but I'm not sure if anybody really even remembers that or even knows about that because that was a downtime within the company. So I'm not sure exactly what a Chris Jericho retirement tour would look like. Now, it does not have to look like John Cena's. It does not at all. And maybe that's what I'm looking too deep into, that it will kind of replicate John Cena's. But a Chris Jericho retirement tour, I'm kind of over the whole shtick of that. But seeing Chris Jericho back in WWE, I think it'd be really good, because he still has a lot to offer. And WWE has changed a lot in the 6-7 years that he has not been affiliated with the company. So many new faces: Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, who we'll get to, Carmelo Hayes, Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of new faces for him to actually interact with, and we can get a nice retirement tour out of Jericho. Maybe even get that 10th championship reign out of Chris Jericho. So I think it's a lot on the bone for Chris Jericho to actually have in WWE if he does get that one more run, because I think it is time for him to actually come home and actually have that moment. And so like I said, it's kind of like even though he's been there for years, it's a fresh start because we've seen him in AEW for the last 6 years. So it'll be a fresh start to see Chris Jericho back home in the WWE.